I don't trust you as a doctor. Let's fucking go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand.
Check 1, 2, there we go. Now I got something. Yeah, that beginning was terrible. I don't know what that was.
I have no idea. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on, but we are live.
We are live. We are here. It's Monday. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And
I know it was. It's damn mute video in the background.
Okay.
We're
we good now?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yep.
All right, we're good. What hasn't been so good is Dawn and I watching the WNBA. Seriously, we're going to a game tonight, and we're not really excited about it. I mean, they're 2-7 now.
Yeah.
Last year we didn't really have any expectations. They weren't expected to do well, but I don't know. You shouldn't fall off of a cliff after reaching the finals. I mean, you did get swept in the finals, but you shouldn't really fall off a cliff when you have a good number of the original supporting cast.
For sure.
I think we definitely miss Satu Sabali. She was good for 15, 20 a night, sometimes an even bigger night. She's now with New York. And by the way, looks totally different this season.
Yeah.
She had beautiful long hair, and she's not bald, but she basically shaved her head down to like this. And so she has that look going on.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but that's not my choice.
It's just very dramatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very, very, very dramatic. Yeah. Almost, yeah.
I get what you mean. I'm not too keen on the the Jada Pinkett Smith look. I know she has a specific reason for it, but I never understood when they shaved it down. Unless she had problems with people pulling her hair and during games or something.
I don't know, because some of them, Akia Makani for the Phoenix Mercury is back now. Has played the last couple of games. She's back in the lineup, and she's done all right. She was solid last year too. She was, not one of our top 3, but she was a starter. She was really good. Her hair is down to her ass, man. Like it's almost a weapon. It's so long.
Yeah.
It almost. You would think it kind of get in the way. I don't know. Women's is just, it's a different, and this women's basketball.
Well, it'd be hard to hide pulling hair during a basketball game.
Yeah.
It's not like it's it's
I
moving
haven't
quick,
seen
but
that go on. I haven't seen that go on.
Yeah.
No. It's just been, the product has been lacking this year, certainly in Phoenix. I don't know what's going on with the team. They just have no chemistry, and the choice of shots sometimes is just absolutely horrendous, especially when they have a chance. Like they actually had a chance to win their last game, the last game they played against New York, Liberty in New York, and New York pretty much controlled it throughout the whole game. And, they were within 3 with a minute to go. And I put it on the coach. I put it on Nate Tibbetts that his choices and the speed with which they go, or how long they take to foul. You should have been fouling right away. Why let it come down to just 1, or where you're hoping to get the ball back with 12 seconds to tie it up? Why wait for that? Why not try other opportunities And then they had a chance to really, they gave up on putting, when they're down 3, putting in the 2 by kicking it out and going for the 3 when the 2 points was there.
Yeah.
You take it.
Yeah.
You take the easy. And you don't fuck around with the time, then kicking it, all around. And I don't know.
No, I get you. And it sucks for them because they only have a 40-game season. So they're basically a quarter of the way. 44. So they're basically a quarter of the way.
And everybody, don't panic yet. Are you kidding?
You got to hit the ground running in that with only 44 games.
You can't hit the ground running because you have no preseason.
Yeah.
You have no real. You don't have any training. You don't have any spring training. I mean, you just don't.
Yeah. I mean, we've discussed it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like that's like their biggest issue. If you want to improve your game, development is a large part of that. And rushing everything does not develop people at all.
Yeah, nobody's being. That's just unless whatever they're doing individually. Like there's been a few impressive people. Don't get me wrong. There's a few impressive people. Asia Wilson, the MVP, baller, man. And I realize everybody can't be like that, but her effort, like she literally, she got double teamed once, and somebody knocked the ball out, from her dribbling just a little bit. She dived for it. She ended up face first on the floor, going to your MVP. Was doing that. So if she's doing that, then that sends a message to everybody else on what they should be doing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it really sends a message, and they did.
You don't have to be an MVP to show effort. You don't. I mean, effort. Everybody can show effort. You don't have to be the best player in the league for that.
No, you don't. You don't have to be the best player in the league. You should. More of them. They just set such bad picks or screens. You know what's worse than the basketball?
What?
The announcers.
Yeah.
They are so bad.
That's half the battle too.
So bad.
It's because it's like your alternative is to listen to it on mute, basically. And who wants to do that? Like it just take like the crowd and like the sound and everything. That's that adds to the immersiveness. Yeah, they have that issue with some baseball announcers. I don't know if you remember hearing like everybody's mad about the A's announcers.
No.
They had this female announcer, and she was not very good, like at all. And people were just every game, I'm not joking, every game were like, get her off the air.
Right.
Because she would hit a home run, and she doesn't have the voice. She doesn't have an announcer's voice.
Oh, but when they try to imitate what they think an announcer should sound like.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah. That's basically what she's doing, is trying to have that bravado.
Yeah, that ground ball to right, and just the whole emphasizing of the words and whatever that they do. Again, basically just trying to imitate a man.
Yeah.
And I don't like men doing that. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That's not just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Like in reality, you might be a good announcer, but they're not tuning in necessarily for you. They're tuning in for the team.
No, you're not we're not tuning in for the announcers.
You can make it better.
We're not tuning in for the officials. We're there for the players.
Yep.
We're there for the players. So I was wrong on Friday. I don't know how I got it so wrong, but I was wrong on Friday. Admit that I was wrong. The NHL finals had not been set, and Carolina still had to play one more time. Apparently just one more, because they looked awesome and incredible. That's why I guess I thought it was over already. So that's going to be a cool matchup, though.
Yeah,
Carolina and Vegas.
I'm going for Carolina. Just like I said, I have a buddy that he's a Carolina fan. He lives in Carolina, and I've never seen Carolina really do shit besides like this. Like they really haven't been that good up besides like the past 3-4 years. So like Vegas, they're relatively newer, but they've been up there since since they came around. So I would like to see a less, I will say, popular team, because it's not a Vegas team. Like I don't want to say popular, but it's just not a Vegas team. I guess I would rather see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want to see some good hockey. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be upset no matter who wins.
Yeah,
or like a certain team loses, that's not going to be a thing for me. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Carolina myself. Just yeah.
Plus,
they've been fun to watch.
Their goalie has a good story. Like, he was close to being out of the league, and then he like started playing well, and then he got hurt, and then it was like questionable whether he's going to play again. And then he had like a so-so regular season this year, and then apparently once the playoffs started, this guy just turned into one of the best goalies of all time. Like, statistically, it's kind of crazy, but that's another reason I like comeback stories like that.
I like comeback stories. America likes comeback stories.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Well, that's what we do like that.
Yeah,
that is the thing. We have to talk about this soccer thing. Just absolutely nuts. I know Leo, he's a fan of PSG. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, he was probably at the riots.
Paris Saint-Germain is the name of the team. I don't know. But, like, learn how to win properly, fans. I mean, what an embarrassment. I mean, I've seen some really shitty stuff happen in the United States or L.A. or the typical places when they win. And I think it's just, what are you tearing down a light bulb pole for? I mean, that has never fucking crossed my mind. And I've attended, championship games. I've attended big games. I haven't done a Super Bowl, but I can't imagine thinking after, if my team won, that I want to turn over cars. Oh, let me find my lighter. Can we get some Molotov cocktails going?
The essentials.
It never crossed my mind that, I might want to bring that stuff with me just in case for after the game, but somebody's thinking of it. And it's just ridiculous behavior. The thing is, and comparing it to America too, we have these series. It's going to be, other than the Super Bowl, right? It's a best of 7, right? So you have some warning.
Yeah.
And even in the NFL, okay, you have 2 weeks head start. You might want to even start before the NFC or AFC championship game to maybe do some initial planning that you'll start to really kick in if the team makes it to the Super Bowl, right? Like, you have time. And if your team is doing a best of 7, so you really have time. I don't want to see this go on anywhere, not just the United States. I'm just over rioters and protesters. I'm just sick of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that, a little bit today too, that nothing has, we weren't hearing jack shit about immigration or immigration facilities, were we? It was quiet. So they started shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the shit they've been starting, but just terrible. Do you have some video of anything or some of the pics from Paris? I mean,
we got some of the stories pulled up.
Just crazy. Just watching. I seen some videos of these 2 girls that apparently maybe were at the game and they were in this car, and they're not just beating on the car, they're screaming like it was a deep scream that would definitely frighten some people.
Signify, some sort of danger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll pull this up for now. Let me get some video. This one doesn't have any video. Let me find some video of it.
Yeah, but 200 hurt. There was in France, there was 700 arrested, and I think 4 of them were in Paris. I mean, what trash? Why?
Okay, here we go. Got one.
What's the purpose? I just don't understand what the purpose is. What people are thinking that participate in this shit. I don't even have a grasp on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I actually have a story of my own about something similar to this. All right, perfect.
Yeah, they're bringing fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, This is already too. It's just too far. Like all of this is too far just for a sports team winning. And I'm as enthusiastic about my sports team winning as anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, hey, let's go fucking burn down the entire city now. I mean, they're having to literally tear gas these dudes. Fighting with them, like, what the hell?
That's just nuts. And I saw stuff much worse than that.
Yeah, that's
honestly.
like the
I mean, and look at that. Look at that car. That just is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. So all right, so you remember when the Cavs? I mean, I'm sure you remember is when LeBron came back from three down 3-1. This is like one of my favorite stories ever. But so when the Cavs came back down from 3-1, I was down in Cleveland for Game 7. It was played in Golden State, but the entire city of Cleveland was buzzing. They had a whole watch party outside the stadium. It was actually really cool. But we were bar hopping, then we went to the stadium to watch it. But when we actually won, nobody was like people were in the streets like hugging each other, crying, like in literal tears, like grown men that don't even know each other, just embracing each other, like, oh my fucking God, we won it. Cleveland won a championship.
Any championship.
Cleveland won.
It could have been pickleball.
That's what I'm saying. Cleveland won a championship, and the fact that they chose to embrace each other and share the joy rather than like flipping cars and tearing light poles out and shit like that. Like that to me was the ultimate celebration. Is like it didn't matter what your race was, religion, none of that. It was just pure happiness.
Yeah, and that's like I was explaining to you before we even went on the air that I had seen a clip that was played on the PBD podcast, and they just showed a contrast in Poland winning some championship, and they filled the streets. I mean, they were packed. You couldn't move, but they're all with their arms around each other, and they're all singing some Polish fucking song. I don't know if it's the national anthem. I don't know what it is. It's Polish. I don't know Polish.
A Polish hymn.
But it sounded really good, but nobody. I mean, there had to be a few 100,000 people in this video that you see that are all congregated, and nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's burning anything. They're just singing and happy.
Yeah.
Singing and happy. I just don't know what they get out of this.
I don't either.
This.
Like
I don't know the psychology behind it.
It's apparently it is like a common thing in soccer because they say like, you know, the English hooligans, like that's their name is the hooligans. They're savage. Like they'll fucking wait for the opposing team's bus to come around.
Oh, they will.
And they're throwing beer bottles, eggs, like anything they can find at it. Like
maybe I should tell the story again. I have a story too.
Let's hear it.
You know, you just end up repeating things. So we were in Italy and had gone to Germany and Austria, but we had been going around. My daughter played ODP, Olympic Development Program, soccer. So she was there representing the U.S., playing soccer.
Nice.
Against other, against 12-year-old Italian girls, 12-year-old German girls, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, we ended up as a family staying a little bit longer, a few more days. When we came back to Italy, where we flew into, which was Rome, and I just, I love Rome, the Colosseum, dude.
Yeah,
of course, it was just amazing. I just love that. We went to the Vatican, even though I'm not Catholic. We went to the Vatican. It was cool.
Yeah.
So the last night that we're there, you got to remember this is a time in my life when, I must not have been covering the Steelers yet, as far as having a press pass and going to the locker room. So I'm still buying tickets, and pretty much anything I've wanted to get in to, I've gotten into, buying tickets. And I did it back then. It was the old fashioned way. It wasn't, there was no Ticketmaster resale. It was, you were in the street dealing with the
scalpers.
The scalpers.
Yeah.
Sometimes unscrupulous scalpers. Right. So I get this bright idea that we're going to go to this game because it wasn't the championship game, but it was the playoffs. Okay. And it was, I think there's 2 Italian teams, or was 2 Italian teams, but it was one of the Italian teams, and they were playing Manchester United. Okay. And there hadn't been games in Rome or in that area for like a month because they had an incident at a game where I think a cop got killed.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yes, that's it. So, we're the 3 Musketeers, my ex, my daughter, me, and we head out. The cab driver did not want to take us down there, and I made him get us as close as he could, and he did. And, we don't have a map. We don't know where we're at. We're off the grid. We don't speak Italian. And I managed to get 3 tickets somehow. I got euros in my pocket and some US dollars. And I end up almost using it all on the tickets. Like,
holy shit.
I was lucky to have $100 left, and it was probably pushing $2,000, that I'm paying for these 3 tickets.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of the tickets were together, seated together in the stadium. And one of them was not. So I told my daughter and my ex, I said, you guys take the 2 tickets that are together. You guys go in. I'll go in the way that I'm supposed to go in for my area. And then once I'm in there, I'll come, we'll talk cell phone. I'll come find you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the plan. I get in there. I can't go anywhere else in the stadium. I am actually in the section specifically set up for the hooligans. Now, I don't know how they pass out the tickets to the hooligans. I don't know, but I was in the hooligan section. And in that part of the stadium, it was blocked off going to other parts of the stadium. You just couldn't do it. It was impossible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm just trying to I could barely find my seat or get my seat because it's so scrunched and it's a fist fight in there. They have hoses, fire hoses.
Yeah. In
front of the seats around the stadium to, for fan control.
Yeah.
If needed.
Mm-hmm.
They had maybe an area for like 5,000 people from England. So they put up this plexiglass. And so they were protected in this area for their seats in this plexiglass. And during the game, they're taking water bottles, full water bottles, and throwing them over the plexiglass at the English fans.
Yeah.
Right? And then Italy did win the game. Okay. So they did win that particular game. I don't know if they won the series or what.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I just know this one game. And they're doing that. Like, they didn't let those English fans out of the stadium for probably like closer to 2 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because they didn't want them getting attacked or hurt going to the buses.
Yeah.
Like what you were talking about. Yeah, they didn't want that to happen, so they didn't do that. And I had actually had a track jacket kind of thing that I bought that was for the Italian team.
Mm-hmm.
And good thing I was wearing that.
Yes.
That did help me.
You had to blend in.
Of course. So then after the game, we have no way of getting back to the hotel. None. And we just start walking. And we have this stupid bad map that was part of the map for the area around the Vatican.
Yeah.
But it's showing like this area, and we're like over here where there's no map to get to here. Like, how do I get here
right
where I know that how to get back to the hotel from here? And we decided, well, you know what? We got to eat. And I don't have any money, but we got credit cards. And we end up at this pizza place. It was good. I kept trying to get them to charge me more to give me cash back, and they didn't understand.
Yeah.
So we just ended up eating, paying, and just leaving, walking again. And I don't know how long we had been walking when we finally encountered a couple of police officers who then took pity on us and me being a total fucking idiot. And I was wearing that jacket, you know? So he was okay with helping us. And I think somebody else needed a cab too, joined us in the cab. I don't know. Like, we weren't the only idiots out there, but they helped us get a cab and get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just total, like, spur of the moment thing to do. And like totally had no plan. Yeah. Just winging it.
Yeah. Fuck it. Turned into a good story.
Yeah. That's my story. But yeah, they had been, they didn't even allow, they hadn't, that day, they didn't serve beer or alcohol in all of Rome.
For that reason specifically? Yeah.
For the game. They didn't want, but remember when you were a kid, the little brown bottles of, like, that had like soap in it and you'd blow bubbles?
Yeah.
Those sticks, little brown bottles like that?
Yeah.
Well, apparently in Europe or in Italy, they put alcohol in those.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of alcohol it was, but they were all over the place, and they all had them.
Yeah.
They all had them, man.
It's like, why are they drinking bubbles?
These dudes were trash, man.
Yeah.
Total trash.
I don't doubt it whatsoever.
Yeah, but can you imagine that? Killing this. The first time they had still been playing games. They just didn't allow fans into the games.
Yeah.
For a month.
I think that's just a part of soccer culture, like the fans' culture, because it just seems like it's not just England, it's not just Italy. It's obviously it happens in France. Right. Like, I don't know what the psychology or the reasoning behind it. I just know that it's common. That's the only thing that I see, and I'd like to know. I mean,
I can get being rambunctious or a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like excited, happy, like, yeah, but killing an officer that's just trying to control the situation that you've let get out of hand, that's not okay.
Yeah, or like this, what's the need to set a random car on fire or even a police car on fire? What's the need to do that?
Yeah.
You know, instead of being happy, you're what's going on inside of those people that says, you know, I'm going to set a police car on fire. Okay. And just a very, very bad look. And it's just terrible because it like you just said, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Why this is the number one thing that your government is supposed to do for you. The number one thing. It should be people of France first. It should be people of England first. You know, they should take care of their own citizens.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And part of doing that is protection. Why are you not? Because obviously these people hurt other people, hurt other citizens. That's what your tax money goes for. And they pay a lot of taxes in Europe.
Yeah. They
do.
Taxed like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
We bitch about it, but they get hit hard.
Yeah. Well, that's your free health care.
Yeah, that's serving them so well.
For sure. But why you want them to protect, and they have time. Why don't they? Don't they have, we have the National Guard. You know what? Why isn't that a common thing for especially areas that have shown to have a propensity to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, kind of a thing. Philadelphia would probably be another one I would say, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, why don't you have the Pennsylvania National Guard out there protecting? You know?
Good question. Yeah.
That's what it's for. If it's not for that, then what is it for? That's your state militia.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing? Why are all these mayors or governors always so fucking unprepared to do what's necessary to say, you're not going to do this shit? And the thing is, nothing's done about it. And when nothing is done about it, then it's going to keep happening because they know they can. And then that's how we end up where we're at today. They know they can, so they will. And that's where we're at. And then that leads me into the story. You know, it's been going on for, 10, 11 days now, because we haven't heard shit about immigration. We haven't heard shit about ICE. I do believe that, none of that shit is funded yet. That's still out on the table. But here's the thing. Democrats wanted a story, so they had to create one. And because nothing is going on, like there's no visual anymore. You don't have ICE out in the neighborhoods taking people and having protesters show up.
Mm-hmm.
What you do have is a detention facility where people are held, and people who work there, or again, the ICE officers bringing somebody that's arrested in, have to come and go from that facility. So this isn't the first protest at this facility. But again, it started this time kind of out of thin air for a little bit. There's no Renee Good thing that instigates this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this
like
broader protest.
Like a precursor to it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Just what happens is you get some politicians that want to go in, and they're not allowed in because they didn't follow whatever procedures or whatever. And so then that starts it all with people showing up, coming back. And they encourage it. These people in government encourage it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then they show up, and then we have this where they're just small little riots where they're attacking not just ICE agents, but finally they have to do something because they've done shit. So they send some state police in. And you have these protesters. I've seen the pictures. The pictures are terrible of literally biting these agents, and really not just biting them where you saw some indents of some teeth. I mean, they bit some skin. They broke skin, and it was more than one person. It wasn't just one. There's like 5 or 6, that were attacked this way.
Yeah.
You see a picture of the windshield of the SUV there
with a cinder block fucking
just
laying
dude.
on it. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, there's the cinder block thing. Like, obviously, it's like not okay, but that I understand. If you're gonna riot, I guess we'll say that I understand happening. But the biting, that's less than human in my opinion. When you do that to somebody else, that means that you see them as less than human. And
they do see us less than human, dude.
And they're willing to do whatever.
Get online.
Yeah.
It's in the last couple of weeks, I didn't know it could get worse.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Yep. I didn't think it could either, but it's somehow escalated even further past this. But it just goes to show, like, whenever they don't get what they want, they will pout, and take it to that next level if they have to.
And it's all about you cannot support President Trump publicly.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. They are coming after that was shown by Jackson Dart, and for that being a story for over a fucking week, being just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then the 250th celebration, there's going to be a concert, like a festival, like maybe, I don't know, it was 12 different artists. And those artists are backing out, and some of those artists are not backing out because, Trump, and we're not supposed to, but they were pressured by other people to back out, and threats are being made against them, and as patriotic as they may be, don't want to deal with that shit and with their families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's understandable. I get it 100%.
You can't tell your family, right, that, you got to suck it up because I'm going to do this. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's never been a thing, honestly.
And you should put your family first.
Yeah, 100%. And social media is really the main thing to that, is because it's no longer like you have to be there in person to say something to somebody. Like, you can say whatever you want from wherever you want to whoever you want. So that pressure, and then you add on, like, I'm sure it was very influential people that were like, hey, you don't need to be going here. Like, if you go in here, this is going to happen. Like, I can understand that from a financial aspect, but there's those people every once in a while that they run into that are like, fuck you, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah.
And we need more people like that to really make that statement, because it's like, who wants to be told what to do, especially when you get to that point in life? Like, who wants to be told what to do? I wouldn't want to.
Dude, it's so funny. I don't even know if you know who they are,
but
Milli Vanilli was supposed to play.
Milli Vanilli was going to be there.
Yes,
What?
apparently.
Okay. Well,
that's what I heard.
I'm not going to be that guy, but I have to imagine Milli Vanilli isn't doing too well in the eyes of the public right now in terms of popularity. Like, when's the last time they put something out?
But they got run out of the music business.
Yeah.
Because they were lip syncing their songs.
Yeah, on stage and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that ended them.
Yeah.
Nobody has heard from them since, unless, to
be made fun of.
You were playing Girl, You Know It's True.
Yeah.
As an oldie or something. I don't know.
Well,
it's not a thing. Nobody is like, I don't know who booked them, but they should be fired.
Yeah.
They should just be fired because you suck at music.
Yeah, that too.
That wasn't a good one.
Well, that too, it's like on Milli Vanilli's side, it's like, are you really in a position to back out? Like, the only way I wouldn't show up is if, like, the whole thing is getting canceled. They're like, hey, there's no event to perform at.
I think they are canceling it now.
That's just
and Trump's going to do a speech or, like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
We only get to celebrate the 250th anniversary one time.
Yep.
One time. And I was lucky enough to, be alive for the 200th celebration. I don't know if they celebrated at 100 or not. I don't know if 1876 they were some kind of celebration like that. Maybe the little towns did whatever. Yeah. Hey, we've been a country for 100 years. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure there was no 150.
Yeah, I don't. I know the bicentennial.
There's 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200. That's a thing. 200 is a thing. 250 is a thing.
Yeah.
What's after 250?
I'd say 300.
Yeah, you're not celebrate 300. I don't know if you do that. You celebrate 500 though.
500 for sure.
You know what I mean? You
100%.
celebrate if we're still here. If the country is still here, we won't be.
TBD.
But I'm just saying that's just 250. It's like we're still a young buck nation. You know what I mean? It's like cool. Like why can't we can't put everything has to be this over the top antagonism and look, I know I participate too because I just cannot stand it anymore. I posted can you go to my TikTok page? Yeah. I posted a video on my TikTok page. One of the things that Dawn and I did this weekend was we took a beautiful ride. I went and worked out in the morning and then came back and got the bike and we took off on the bike and did a really nice ride to Seguro Lake. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Just absolutely gorgeous. And it wasn't overly hot, being on the bike like it can get to in August.
Yeah.
So,
100.
Yeah. I know you think 100, but
actually, like they said, it felt like 105. Yeah. But I was like, you know what? This doesn't feel like it feels more like the 95 degrees that they said it was. I don't know. That's just me.
All right, then you can go to my page, and I'll show you because there's a visual here that I did on purpose.
Sorry, this isn't loading up properly. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that it would take that long.
I don't know what's going on with this. Let me just hover over these. There we go. Lord.
Yeah. All right. You got it. I put a good audio with it too. Does that play? And it was even more beautiful than what this video shows.
Yeah,
I wish we'd have got, some more of the mountains. Dawn did this in the back. But she sweeps from left to right.
Yeah.
And of course you see my MAGA hat.
Loud and proud.
Yeah. And I just did that. This video has nothing to do with MAGA other than I just, wanted to show it in the video just to
piss people off.
Yeah, just to trigger people on TikTok later on, which I did.
The same ones that are pissed off
Always.
that Milli Vanilli is going to be performing at the 250th anniversary. Same ones.
But here's the thing. Nowhere we went, nowhere we stopped. I wear my MAGA hats kind of regular because I have 20 of them. I have like probably between 300 and 400 hats now. It's just a stupid number of hats.
Yep.
But I have a lot of them. And it wasn't always to do this, but it is now. I specifically am wearing it because I want somebody to say something to me.
Yeah.
I'm like literally wearing this hat now, just daring some motherfucker to say something, or get in my face over my hat or something.
Just give a motherfucker a reason.
Just give me a reason, a chance.
I say, blow off some steam here.
To jack one of these fuckers.
We'll see how tough they really are. Then.
Yeah, we will. But you know what? I know how tough they are because at no time in the 10 years I've worn MAGA hats has anybody, gotten stupid yet.
Yeah, in person.
In person.
At least not
in person.
Not individually either. They wouldn't do it to you individually. If they had a group of people that made them feel safe enough, then they would say something too. So there's that caveat added on top. So it's what they
better
love
bring
to
them
do.
all.
I say it's what they love to do. Is they like to gang up on people, and then the second the tables are turned, they want to try and flip it on you and try to look like the victim.
Right. For sure.
How it is with them.
For sure doing that. But yeah. So yeah, we had a nice ride. It was very cool.
I did see you post that. I saw the ride and I was like, damn, I don't ride bikes, but today would have been a good day to go out for sure. Like I was riding in my car. I was like, this feels pretty nice.
And we've gone out to Segura Lake before. It's just a good ride to get there. If you avoid a little bit of the highway.
Yeah.
There's Bush Highway, but it's not the same thing. I'm talking about avoiding the 202 or the 101.
Those highways.
Avoiding those highways.
Yeah. Have you gone down Carefree Highway?
I don't think so.
But
I don't even know what Carefree Highway is.
It's right by us. Is
it really?
Yeah, but there's a sign saying there's a lot of land, a lot of barren land here. Just know there's miles and miles, no gas stations, nothing. It lets you know ahead of time. So I was ever curious if you went down just to see what it was like. I personally didn't because I just don't want my car to fuck around and break down.
What direction does it go?
I don't really know. I've driven past it a couple times.
There's an area in Arizona, if you're driving to Vegas, that's like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just like 4 hours. Pretty
nothing.
Much. Yeah,
there's a bunch it's nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, you better have fueled up.
Yep, and your oil changed, checked out everything before, because you're not going to be getting too much help out there. But I think that's the same concept as what Carefree Highway is. That's why they have that sign, just letting people know, hey, very scenic place to go, very beautiful. But nobody's around. There's no one there. So you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'd be up for that.
Yeah. I was just curious if you ever went.
I'll check it out. I'll chat GPT it.
Yeah, and Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
He has a song called Carefree Highway.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually saw Gordon Lightfoot play.
Oh, lucky. He just recently passed. So that's cool as hell. I would love to see him perform.
Yeah. And he was old then. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
his The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald, man, that's one of my favorite songs ever. It's just when you talk about music composition, the actual lyrics, it's just such a perfect song in my opinion.
So my aunt's neighbor, next door neighbor.
Yeah.
Her husband died on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to even know anybody that was somehow affiliated with it. Because maybe my generation doesn't know too much about the Edmund Fitzgerald, but I do. It was very tragic, but it wasn't a huge thing. Lives were lost, but it wasn't thousands upon thousands. So to know somebody that was even a part of that, and then to hear their perspective of it, I get super interested about people's perspectives on big events like that.
Well, I can tell you just from being around Lake Erie and growing up and having that happen as I was growing up, it gave you a perspective on Lake Erie that affected us to a certain degree that you would never experience going on the lake.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even pop up. We just know that because it's such a shallow lake that a storm can come fuck out of anywhere.
Yep.
And fuck shit up out there.
Yep.
And I've been out there fighting a storm, on a 21-foot boat before, and just praying I'm going in the right direction.
Were you at the front with your Captain Morgan pose, just foot up top, just
no,
facing the winds?
Yeah, I actually had the canvas up and my head was through it to protect everybody, in the boat.
I know that I've been in a boat when it's raining, and when you get to a certain speed, it feels like needles hitting your skin. Like, I don't know how fast you guys are going, but for me, like, it was raining.
It was boom.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yeah, out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when that shit happens though, like I have to like put like a towel over
and
my
it wasn't
head.
like I had 10 years of experience doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. But like it's all fun and games till the weather flips on you. Then
especially on Lake Erie.
Yeah, like that's when you have to know. That's when you have to know what the fuck you're doing. Like it's fun to go out there and relax and have a good time, but when shit hits the fan, you got to know the bare minimum of how to survive that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that is in the back of your mind.
24/7.
The Edmund Fitzgerald, like, fuck,
it happened to them. It can happen to us.
That was a little tanker.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. Yeah. Like
bigger than our boat.
Bigger than this thing. Yeah. Just crazy. I remember in some storms, getting caught at Put-in-Bay.
Really?
Yeah, like where we couldn't leave.
Wow.
Like we had to stay an extra night because it was so bad.
Oh no, an extra night at Put-in-Bay. Oh no. Don't.
Yeah. But it's not as great as you think
when it's shut down.
When you're in the marina tied to another person's boat.
Yeah.
And you're up all night trying to protect the boat.
Yeah.
From banging on each other,
yeah.
And causing damage and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always wondered, like back in Cleveland and Lake Erie, I used to drive by like it was basically just like, I guess we call it like a garage for your boats, but they're out in the open. And I've always wondered, like when there's a big storm, like how do they make sure that it doesn't get fucked up? It's not fucking up the docks, their own boats, other people's boats. Like, what do you do in those situations? Because
sometimes they get fucked up.
I was gonna say I know that because I know for a fact not all of them are out there the night of a storm, fucking just waiting and watching it. That I do know for a fact.
No.
So there's got to be some sort of like precautions in place that you have.
But it would be they even stopped running to and from the island, so you couldn't get off even that way either. But they speedboats, like the cigarette boats, they're the only ones that could leave. Because they were longer, bigger, and they would just get on top of the waves.
Yeah.
And pound, put the speed down and right over top.
Yeah, those ones they had the aerodynamics to make it through. I've actually never been on a cigarette boat. I want to, but mostly because of Grand Theft Auto, the video game.
Yes.
Yeah, cigarette boats were a big part of the early days of Grand Theft Auto, and ever since I used to whip around on there, I wanted to whip around one in real life.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool for sure. All right. So, yeah, the rioters thing, that just has me really fucked up in New Jersey. We got to do something.
Oh,
do something there.
So we do got some comments from Bob.
All right.
Good
morning, Bob.
He said,
Good morning, Cindy.
So he actually said for Milli Vanilli, he said one of the dudes is dead. He killed himself.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just going to be Millie? Or was it just going to be Vanilli?
I don't know. That's kind of fucked.
I don't know.
But he did say also that the Edmund Fitzgerald happened on Lake Superior as well, which I thought it was Lake Erie too, but Great Lakes, same thing.
Yeah. All right. We got a story with Nick Shirley, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is kind of crazy that they're creating a law in California that is going to stop investigative journalists from being able to look into NGOs.
Wonder why they want that.
That's just crazy that to try to make a law like that and, to stop people like Nick Shirley from exposing fraud. So can we scroll up so we can share a little bit? Independent journalist Nick Shirley accused California lawmakers of trying to shield taxpayer-funded organizations from scrutiny. The state assembly advanced a bill dubbed the Stop Nick Shirley Act that the author says is intended to protect immigration service providers from harassment and threats. I mean, aren't there already laws when it comes to harassment and threats?
Yeah.
Probably
none that protect their money.
Yeah. Down just a touch. Yeah. I obviously hit a nerve, Shirley said in an appearance on Fox News. What's interesting, this bill is protecting NGOs and nonprofits. These organizations and groups receive our tax money, yet they want to make it so we can't find out what they're doing with our tax dollars. He argued the proposal would discourage investigations into organizations receiving public funds. So, what's the enforcement mechanism for this?
I really don't know. This is actually the first that I'm hearing about this.
I knew about this for a minute. It's been going on for a couple months.
It's kind of wild. But Nick, I was saying, and Nick Shirley's in his regard, you're doing something right if they're trying to make this fucking.
Well, it's so funny. The assembly member Mia said immigrant service providers have faced harassment, doxing campaigns, and threats. You mean like you've done to ICE?
Yeah.
You mean like that? You stupid fucking bitch. Really?
The exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, we can do that. We can harass, and we can have these little riots and stuff, but you can't investigate. Shirley rejected the argument that his reporting amounts to harassment. My response is stop using these communities committing fraud, and no one will ever have any speculation about fraud taking place when we know that the fraud is very much real. And that's just true.
Yeah. I mean,
we have more, not less.
We're
discovering
a lot
more.
Like
Vance has been on that too.
Yeah.
The vice president and exposing some fraud.
Which we should. Like, I don't know. Fraud doesn't, to me, fraud does not and never should.
It used to be a bipartisan issue. It used to be things that even President Obama used to talk about, eliminating fraud. Bill Clinton talking about eliminating fraud. It's just, usually it just ends with the talk.
Yeah.
It's just talk. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like we want action. We don't want to talk anymore. We want action. I don't think nobody wants to hear anybody talk about how much fraud there is going on. We're sick of hearing it. It's about, I think you said in the past regarding other things that the politicians, you talk about this, but unless you're going to actually do something about it, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because that's basically how we are. It's like, we don't want to hear about it if nothing is going to be done. We have
heard about it. How many years have we heard about homelessness?
Yeah.
And it hasn't gotten better. It's not like money hasn't been allocated for it.
Yeah.
It has. And in fact, not only have we not made a dent in homelessness, it's gotten way worse.
Way worse.
So, where's the money going? And don't you think you need a new strategy?
You would think.
But they don't. They want more people to rely on the government.
Yeah.
They want to make it bigger. They want to make the program bigger, because real success would mean that there would be fewer homeless people and less money needed.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be a sign of success. I don't know how else you measure this.
Yeah.
That seems like a common sense kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, more success means if the common people are seeing any sort of success at all, that means that that gap is much smaller from what it was before. Because that's the whole point, is they want to keep us down. They don't want us to be able to reach those certain heights. They don't want us,
not on your own.
Not on your own. Like, they don't want that for you. That's why they're doing everything they actively can to keep you down and make things worse and just make it seem like, oh, there's nothing we can do. We need to rely on the government.
But we care.
Yeah.
Because they want more money.
Yep.
But now we know that, like in Minnesota, there's money that was there for kids because this was a big issue. President Trump even talked about it in his last campaign about daycare.
Mm-hmm.
So there's money for daycare. It was out there.
Yeah.
But the parents weren't getting the money.
Well, no.
These places were getting the
Yeah.
money. And what happened? They stole the money. Why wouldn't you give the money directly to the parents if you're going to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like some sort of fund that, like, I don't know, anything. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what the exact right answer is, but I know what the wrong one is, and this is not the right answer. Like, there's got to be something to where it's got to be visibly tracked, to where not only the parents can access it, but I don't want to say the public, but maybe like well, then you add an department, and then you never know, the corruption there starts happening again. So maybe that isn't a good idea. I really don't know what to do about that, to be honest with you, because I don't trust people at the end of the day. They might go into something with good intentions, but once they get in the position.
Well, but you get tax deductions for kids. You get tax credits for kids.
Yeah.
And people get money back that, is more than what they paid into the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do it that way.
Yeah.
That they would have to submit with their tax return. They have to pay for it, but they get the money. They get the money back.
Yeah.
On a yearly basis or whatever. However you want to do it. But this way is not working.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. This way is not working.
Yeah.
You got to figure out something else when that's it. And I'm just saying the money's there for people, but they want more money to help people with this. What are we doing with the money that's already going for these things? And why isn't it helping more children and families that are struggling? I mean, how many millions of dollars that did they find so far? And how many, families would that have helped if it had actually been in the hands of families that could have used it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Lord, I mean,
the whole purpose of it, if it was done the right way.
Yeah, they're not getting it. That's not, you're not taking care of the kids that you say you want to take care of. The money isn't getting to them. Only a small portion is getting to them.
Mm-hmm.
And people are getting fed up with it. They're getting fed up with other people, not just billionaires, but they're fed up with people, stealing and bilking the system while they're just still struggling.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't disagree with any of that. Like I said, I just don't know what to fix it, because I've always seen that people, even with good intentions, when they go into something, once they get in these, they had to shake hands at some point to get there. So then that person they shook hands with, they're looking for their kickback, their favor, their whatever it is. And then that's when you have that slippery slope where one thing leads to another and ultimately corruption. And that's just, I don't know. That's just my outlook on things. Maybe it's not the best one to have, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Just California. So that's one thing, California. The other, there is going to be an election for governor. All right. The primaries for that are tomorrow. But even bigger than that, to me, is LA, for LA mayor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the vote for LA mayor is bigger than the vote for governor of California. Well, because I think that it could really show a contrast when you take our two biggest cities, New York and LA, and if we get somebody like Spencer Pratt, if he could get elected and he has an outside chance, he at least has a chance now, and it's an outside chance. But to see the things that he wants to do as far as getting rid of homelessness and being a direct comparison to what Mamdani is doing in New York.
Yeah.
That'll be the thing to see.
Yeah.
If they're lucky enough to get that. I don't know how Karen Bass can be winning, because now how they do it in California, how they do it for the LA mayoral race, is all the candidates are on the ballot for the primary, which is tomorrow. And if one of them gets over 50.1%, then it's done. That's the winner. But if nobody gets over 50%, same is true for governor. If nobody gets over 50%, then the top two will be in a runoff during November. And that's what we're hoping for tomorrow, because the chances of Spencer Pratt getting over 50% tomorrow is not likely, really.
Yeah.
What is likely is he could be number 2. He could be number 2. And he's been building momentum, and it'd be nice to see how that all works out. You know, what's really bullshit is they try to tear people down now by calling him a reality star.
Mhm.
Well, he's just a reality star. Like, that's an insult. Well, that's a type of, you know, became, whether you like it or not, we have reality TV because people watched it, right?
Yeah.
And we had these different reality shows, and, well, people copy success. So they created other reality shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is that different than somebody that was a star of a sitcom back in the 80s or 90s? How is that any different?
Yeah.
It's not really any different.
Well, what a lot of people don't know about him is that he went to USC for political science. Like, this isn't like something he's just like
Right.
hopping into. Like, he's studied this stuff. He knows like what he's talking about and what he's doing. He said, the same time that he was in USC studying political science, Karen Bass, she was in Cuba supporting Fidel Castro and all his movements and everything like that. Like, he's blasted her because of that. So, like, me as an outsider looking in, I'd be like, well, one person wasn't even in the United States, and the other person was in California, Los Angeles, learning political science. Doesn't seem like too much of an argument to me, but I'm not from California, so I don't think that way, I guess.
No, but they wouldn't say the same thing about him. Oh, he is just a sitcom star. They wouldn't say it.
Mm-hmm.
But reality star is supposed to be an insult, just as like I get the insults, but I don't get them like others do because we're not that big yet. As a podcaster, you're just a podcaster. Did you know on every post on TikTok, at least one person is going to comment that podcast equipment is not expensive enough.
Yeah,
that's the you know, it's like, or just a podcast. You don't know anything of fucking about me or anything about my history or what I've done. You know zero.
Yep.
But it's said as an insult. I don't care. Like,
for sure.
Fuck you. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop me. They think that if they can insult you enough that, you know, you'll cower and you don't want to deal with that shit all the time. So they're just going to just come at you with that kind of shit to shut you up.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of motherfucker that doubles down on that shit. You're not going to ever silence me.
I agree. 100%.
So, yeah, just a podcaster. Great. I could be known as worse. I could be known as you. But looking at it, what Karen Bass has done, everybody, the whole nation, you know, usually you don't know really that much. I can't remember any of the previous mayors. I remember there was that one Mexican dude, or was he Cuban? Mayor.
I'm not 100%
of LA.
certain on
But
that
I
one.
don't remember the whole country being focused on LA and the mayor like we have been during this term for Karen Bass because of the Palisades fire.
Yeah.
And just how she handled it. We all got to see it. The whole nation focused on it.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're all looking at that and going like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's a combination of that, but also them seeing like how progressively worse LA has gotten. Like, obviously the Palisades thing was huge and that really brought eyes on it, but you add that on top of just how bad LA has gotten just for the everyday person that has lived there their whole life. Like Spencer Pratt literally said, he's like, Democrat moms are the ones that are trying to put me in office because they don't feel safe walking down the streets with their kids. Like, nobody should have to be scared to walk in their own neighborhood, their own city. Like, it's just homelessness is everywhere. Crime is everywhere. Like, and it's just nobody that can do something about it gives a fuck. And that's why he's building up so much momentum, is because this is his home. He's been there his whole life. So he looks at it under a completely different lens than the average.
What does he know?
Yeah, the average.
Like, what
candidate.
do most people know that have gotten elected mayor of any city, big or small, or the council members? Okay, I am 58 motherfucking years old. I can tell you that these are not our brightest citizens in many cases.
Yeah.
Okay, they're just not.
Yeah.
All right. And for some of them, it becomes their job.
Yep.
Because it pays enough and they couldn't do anything else. And they're willing to be, political whores and,
Yeah.
or whatever. In most cities, you have to bow. The Democrat gets their money from the unions.
Yeah.
Like in Toledo, if you were Republican in Toledo, you could not raise money because it was so difficult, and everybody else would have gotten contributions from the teachers' unions, from the trades, and so they really control the unions. Really, still, that's where they still have some power, is in control of the cities. But look at the results that we've had.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I think kind of going a little bit back to why you said like we know it's not our brightest citizens.
No,
I think it's because like the ones who are our brightest citizens, that field drives them away because they know it's not going to be 100% like what they want to do. They're going to come off as dumb.
Let me compare it to this because I've never got involved in this kind of stuff. Let me compare it to this. So I got involved with my daughter's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was a recreation league. So this playing soccer for fun. Okay. And at the youngest ages, they just had the boys and the girls play on the same team and stuff. But then the state organization for the soccer started holding held a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what would happen is we won our league. So we went down to Columbus to play in a state tournament, all across the state teams, whatever their league was, sending people down there. Well, because our team was mixed,
mm-hmm.
Guess who we had to play?
Who?
The boys' teams.
Yeah.
Because that's how they always had it. These are boys' teams, these are girls' teams. There was no division for boys and girls on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And because we had boys and that we played the boys. So like that was my recommendation to this committee. There's people who run the league that get together that volunteer. Okay. Now this they're volunteering for, and I said to him, like, look, you might want to change this. If this tournament is important, you might want to change this to separate the boys and the girls. And so you can send a team of each down and, they'll actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Like that. But I can tell you dealing with like just a little organization it'd be like a homeowners association.
Oh,
who the fuck are the people on the homeowners association?
That's a good
right?
question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are people that do not have a lot going on in their life, honestly. There might be one dude that actually cares and just tired of the bullshit or whatever, that wants it to be nice because he lives in the neighborhood, wants it to be nice. But most of them, it gives these people that have never had any attention or power, gives them a little attention and power. And like in this soccer committee, whatever it was, none of these parents the parents that were on here weren't parents that were athletes in their day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They never competed.
Yeah.
They're making decisions for these little athletes and shit when they know nothing about that world because they never participated.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't.
Yep.
They weren't good enough or whatever their parents or whatever the fucking reason was. They just couldn't do it. That happens in your local city councils and everything else, Like these are not.
You want to know my first taste of politics? And this was a horrible time to have it, but when I was younger, we had a baseball tournament. And it was the same thing. It was a state baseball tournament, but it was like a travel ball team and stuff. So we had to pay like a lot of money to be on this shit. It was ridiculous.
Sure. No, I know what it costs.
It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a baseball tournament. It was super close. The results were super close. Each team had beaten each other. So there's like this deadlock tie. And basically it came down to whoever had the most runs or least amount of runs scored on them per inning. And that's what they said justified of the teams moving on. So they're like, we lost out by like 0.01, some crazy ass fucking math. And so we didn't get to move on to the tournament, but we felt we were the best team. There was just some bullshit that happened in other games. Well, word came down that this all pretty much how this shook up was that one of the people on the board of this, their kid was on the team that was on that fringe. So
of course,
you know, like I don't know the exact fucking details.
I'm sure he didn't recuse himself.
But I was just like, we can put. Committee. My dad was just like, he was the first person. He's like, come on. He's like, I don't want to be that guy, but we can fucking draw the lines here. Like, we can connect these dots. And that was my first taste of politics. Is that right there? Yeah. It came down to who you know, not what you know or what you can do.
Always.
And that sucked. Honestly, it fucking sucked.
I get it. But like I said, these are not some of our brightest people. And Spencer Pratt is as qualified as anybody else.
Yeah,
that's running for this. I mean, besides Karen Bass, you have that Raman, I think is her name. I mean, she is a total communist.
Yeah,
just a total communist. And if you've seen her answer some questions and stuff, she has no clue.
Yeah,
honestly, none. She is dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's how I feel about most of the people.
But she's polling some numbers.
Well, the thing is, the whole communist, like you said. The whole communist thing, that shit runs wild, especially on the internet. Like, they act like communism is like the best way to fucking do things. And
of course.
I'm like, no, the fuck, it's not. We've seen why it's not the best way to do things multiple times.
My number one response to people is, why do you think you're entitled to your neighbor's labor?
Yeah.
That's my number one response now.
Absolutely.
Just explain that to me. I'm okay.
I don't get the whole, like, I don't understand the whole romanticism with communism, especially here. Like, I don't get why people idolize it so much. Maybe it's because they didn't actually live it. So they have like some weird like fantasy about how great it is. And they're just maybe because they're upset with the way the country's going. Like, I just never understood why they did that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the same ones of us that really, grew up hating communism because we were made to get under or go in the hallway and cover our heads because of an attack. Like, I have no idea how that was supposed to protect us or not.
Yeah, you're getting nuked. Let's go fuck in the hallway.
Protect our heads. We had these nuclear drills or whatever. It was
Get under your desk.
Stupid, dude.
How's that? Yeah. That'd be scary though. Like, just even the fact that you're having to prepare for that. Like,
I don't know. I don't know if we were scared.
Really?
You little kids, we didn't know what was going on. We're like,
true.
But then as we grew up, then Top Gun and stuff and Rocky, everything was us versus Russia.
Yeah.
Like, so I grew up, fuck communism, right? And we're the same ones that, grew up, fuck Iran because, 1979.
Yep.
We lived through that. That's why today, who's okay with us kicking the shit out of Iran right now? Us.
Yeah, we are.
My generation.
Yeah.
We are. Fuck Iran.
Yeah.
We really are. And I haven't talked about that enough. That's just insanity to me. I am so unhappy with I'm not pleased with what Trump is doing. I don't understand why he's waiting. Honestly. I just want him to finish the fucking job, whatever that means. Okay, right now would probably be one of the better times when he, those bridges he talked about taking out.
Yeah,
why wouldn't now be a good time to do that? I'm sure they don't have children wrapping their arms and standing on those bridges anymore like they did for that one day.
Yeah,
where they had women and children on the bridge so we wouldn't blow them up. I'm sure they're not on there now.
Well,
and if there's a couple people driving on the bridge, dude, it's a couple, it's war.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're.
Hit.
My thing would be every day that it goes longer than it's supposed to is one bridge that gets blown up. So tomorrow we do one. We blow up that bridge.
Just go all in. Stop with this bullshit.
Well,
man.
It's just how it's going. It's chopping up. Like, I guess I don't really know the exact reason why it's stalling, but it's got to be. It can't be because Trump's folding. Like, I can't imagine that. It's got to be pushback from.
But every day he allows them to just push things back.
Yeah.
One day, is that makes it better for them.
Mm-hmm.
All they're trying to do is wait us out. That's the win for them. And now, it looks like there's 2 different groups or maybe 3 different groups. You have the IRGC, and these are a bunch of, hardliners there. You have your mullahs and all the religious people, and then maybe have some other political people. And, there's just mixed messages. One group that we're talking to was for figuring out a solution,
Yeah.
and the other groups are like, fuck no. They're the people you think they are. And I don't trust them. I don't trust making a deal with them that they're going to follow through with whatever deal is made. So why make that deal? Why make that deal? Here's the deal that should happen is we surrender, stop killing us. Please stop killing us. We surrender. That's how you win.
Yeah.
When they surrender and say we're not fighting anymore, and then you go in and you dictate. There's no negotiation. It's you're going to do this, this, and this. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's how you win. That's how you used to win.
I was like, that was a traditional way of winning war, but this new age of modern war, there's the internet just fucking
This is
gets
not.
in.
This is not working.
No.
This is not working. But I'm just over the whole Iran this and hearing about it every day. And, there's not a lot of people that support this anyways, percentage wise. It keeps getting smaller, so I'm in a smaller and smaller group. But I don't know what he's thinking on this. This just needs to be finished, and we're not finishing it. And I don't know if we will.
It seemed like we were so close. Like it just felt like
no matter how this ends, even if it's considered a big failure by Trump, here's the thing. Not ever am I ever going to have wished, not today or not in the future, is it going to come out of my mouth, you know what? The left was right. I should have voted for Kamala. That is never motherfucking going to happen, no matter what the results of this war are. None. Because that's not something we think.
We can speculate.
You think so?
I say we can speculate about what specifically might have happened if Kamala was in, but what we do know is it would have been fucking terrible. It would have been worse than the situation that we're in now. And like I said, I just know that what was waiting for us on the other side is not a road that I wanted to go down.
No,
that was just me personally. I mean, and you as well. But I do have some friends that are like, they asked me like if the whole situation with the Iran war has changed my ideas or like, voting for Trump, whatever it may be. And I'm like, first of all, we're really not even that far into his presidency. Like this specific term, like we're about
1.5 years into it now.
1.5 years. But I just went into it knowing that it wasn't going to be just a fucking complete 180 within the first year, 2 years. Like I was prepared for the long haul. Like I didn't know. Like
I know, but I'm tired of stuff not getting finished.
Yeah,
I'm tired that he didn't stand up or finish or seem to back down over the whole Doge thing.
Yeah,
and then also as a part of that, I saw an interview where somebody recently asked him about the Fort Knox because we were talking about the gold bars last week, right? And somebody asked him whatever happened to. I thought you were going to show up to Fort Knox. You're the president. No president has, visited Fort Knox for 75 years or whatever it is. It's like that. It's a long time.
Yeah.
He acted like, what was that again? Yeah, like, what? Like, I didn't like his answer.
Yeah.
Because now we're all asking again, where's the gold coming from? Is there gold really there?
Well,
we don't trust you. We don't trust the government. So I wanted Trump to do things that were going to be things and expose people and have accountability. And this is an accountability on the country. Americans need to trust the government at least a little bit again. And that would be a thing to do. go and show that there's really fucking gold in there and how much it is. Audit that motherfucking shit.
We know gold's it's somewhere.
I mean, why are we not doing it? I mean, either it's there or it's not there, or it's there, some of it's gone, and something did happen. But if nothing bad has happened, then why don't you want to go and just prove it? Because it should be easy. Just like Obama's birth certificate, right?
Yeah, I remember
Here's my birth certificate. That shuts everybody up, right?
Yeah.
Here's the birth certificate.
Yeah.
Shuts everybody up.
Absolutely.
We're opening the doors to Fort Knox. You see the gold. It's really there. You're good. Just start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we know
showing us aliens or, potential UFOs is not enough.
No.
That's not enough transparency.
No.
We want people held accountable, for things that have happened during COVID, things that, happened for the open borders, what they allowed in those open borders. Somebody should have to pay for that, dude. That was a crime.
Yeah.
That was a fucking crime, dude.
It'll never happen, unfortunately.
No, but it's not. But I naive enough to think that it was maybe going to happen.
Yeah. You can sit here and talk about like being not like, I don't consider it being naive. Like, I don't consider that being naive whatsoever. I think it's just, the only thing that you can do is just go off of what people say and then like their actions and their history and stuff like that. And all signs pointed towards like, you potentially believing that this was going to get done. I don't see that as being naive. I just think that is just support. Like, that's just supporting, if that makes sense.
I don't know, man. I want results.
Yeah.
I want some
results. It's not like you don't want
and that
the
doesn't
results,
make me wish I'd have voted for a Democrat.
Yeah.
It makes me like that we're still searching for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that thing, that person, because I'm red, white, and blue blooded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am. I love our country, and that's the lens that I look through.
Yeah.
I love our country. I support the United States. I care about this country more than any other fucking country. And fuck Canada. Yeah.
So just to get it in a quick shot right there.
A shot of Canada. And fuck you, Montreal. And
Did you see why Alberta is no longer able to secede from Canada? Did you know
why?
They said that there was not enough Indigenous representation. That's what. Yeah, that was my exact fucking response.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like a buddy of mine's been following this real hard because he's in Canada, but or hating on Canada. But
do they realize that when we say we would trade them Minnesota for Alberta,
we weren't joking.
We're
being dead
not
serious.
Really that much of a joke.
That's what I'm saying. I'm 100% about it. Like, they can have Minnesota. What the fuck? What does Minnesota provide? Like, I can't.
I don't know, but Alberta's got some shit.
They got oil.
Yeah.
We want Alberta.
And other shit.
Yeah. Well, we want that oil.
Why not?
So I'm saying Minnesota doesn't provide oil, at least to my knowledge. Do they? Do you know if they have any oil?
It's not.
It can't be anything worth it, like anything crazy. Like, I don't know. But I'm with you 100%.
Fishing?
Hunting. There's good hunting in Minnesota, I guess.
Maybe
we could. I'm okay with us just getting a hammer and chisel and we just right where that border is.
There's a lot of other places to hunt.
Breaking it away. Yeah. I trust me. People, Arizona is a big one.
Would we really miss Minnesota?
I wouldn't. No. I know for a fact I wouldn't. I wouldn't think twice about that. California's on there too. If they weren't so goddamn large, like I would be way more about it. But California is up there, like they can just break away, and I would not give a fuck at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to give California up.
I don't either, but like, goddamn, did they make it fucking hard?
I'd rather just get rid of the liberals.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like, I want to get that out of there, but it's just like, fuck. Can you have one without the other at this point?
Doesn't seem like it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's my shit on Trump. Like, motherfucker, just finish the damn fucking job. That's all. Just finish the job. Because every day you're fucking around with this, it's not working.
And it's just more taxpayer money being spent each day, which is what we don't want.
Yeah, let's quickly finish up with the other stuff.
You want to do the Apple car?
Let's do the Apple car. The very first thing when I saw this Apple car in the Atlantic, pictured in the Atlantic. It is a Ferrari.
Well, it does look like the one that we were looking at.
Yeah, no,
the
it
other
is.
day.
Looking in the headline. I thought they were two different things. No, the Apple car is Ferrari. Because I was like, man, that looks awful lot like the Ferrari. It is. It's got the symbol on the hood, dude.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I guess I didn't even really realize that.
Yeah, my bad.
It's all good. I mean, it's an Apple car, I guess. Well, wait, hold on. What's the fucking point of this then? I'm so confused. Like,
I don't know. It's just a lot of money for a car that's very, very ugly. And if you actually, what Ferrari should have done is look up a picture of the Tesla Roadster. It's not available yet, and I don't know how much it's going to be. I didn't check that out.
I'm assuming 2026 Tesla Roadster?
Something like that. I don't know when exactly. But
oh yeah,
I'm
gonna pull that up. That looks sleek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you think that would be
that would be what you wanted?
Wouldn't that be the Ferrari?
Yeah,
an electric Ferrari.
It just looks.
It looks like what you would think a Ferrari that's all electric would look like.
Yeah, I like that. I think
two doors.
Yeah, that's
sleek sports car. Looks like it's going 100 miles an hour while it's sitting still.
Sitting still, yeah. Dead silent. Like, yeah, I agree with you. This is what I imagine if a company like Ferrari, when they have the means to make something like that.
So they're debuting it in the UK first?
2026 UK debut.
Ask how much it is. What do they start at? What's the range? Put that up there in your top line. After 2026, you know what I'm saying? In the search price, look, it's right under. You don't even have to type it; it's right under there. There you go.
Let's see. Oh,
there. That's one, and that figures.
200,000,
250,000, because most of their best cars are under 200. Their best one they have, like the Plaid.
Yeah,
I think that was 150 to 200,000.
I mean, that makes more sense as compared to 640,000, 100%.
Well, but if you're Ferrari, you get to add another 100 or 200,000 on it. Make it 450 just because you're Ferrari. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that I'm knowing that it's an Apple car, but it's really Ferrari, it just seems like a giant cash grab, in my opinion. Because what other reason do you have? Like, why would Apple be getting into the car?
I don't know why that was. I think that was just a headline. I fucked up.
Oh. Well, there's got to be a reason. We'll look at it a little bit more. But
article. I just saw it. And
it's all right.
Apple's got a car.
Well, it had me fooled too. Maybe it's integrated. Actually, it might be integrated within the car itself. That's probably what the appeal is, as like an operating system. Instead of having like Alexa or like whatever their fucking voice control shit is, they have Siri in it, which would make sense.
100%. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't want a Tesla Roadster, but. But that money doesn't sound bad to me for what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems achievable for somebody for the demographic that would be interested in it. Like you said, I don't know what rich people are going to spend over $500,000 on an electric sports car. Like
but that looks like shit.
Yeah, that looks horrible. Like it looks terrible. And not only that, but again, I know I harped on this, but it doesn't make any fucking noise like a sports car is supposed to. Like to me,
this isn't either.
But it's like, to me, sports cars, that's the appeal of it. Like, you feel the engine.
I will say this, dude, it is pretty impressive because I've ridden in a Plaid.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stomp on it, because of how immediate that
that
energy goes to the tires in the car, you talk about setting you back. I mean, I used to set some people back in my 68 Firebird. But this sucks you into the seat.
Yeah.
Hard it's when it's stomped on.
Yeah. I was getting dropped off at a dealership one time, and a guy I worked with was giving me a ride home, and he had a Tesla. And I think it was the S. I can't remember, but he was like, "You want to see this thing?"
The S has some balls.
He was like, "You want to see this thing go 0 to 60?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" Dude, this thing got to 0 to 60 so fucking fast.
2 seconds.
Like, holy fuck, man. Like, The last time I've been on something that went 0 to 60 like that was the top throw dragster in Cedar Point, which
Cedar Point.
I think they actually got rid of it recently, unfortunately. But
well, it was always breaking down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It broke down when I was there. There's some. They were fucking on the downward spiral, and it broke
was
down.
Stuck on there.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Like I wasn't. Sorry, I wasn't on it. I was standing in line waiting to get on it.
Sure.
Wasn't too fucking thrilled in line. I was like, do we want to go on this right now? But yeah, that's the only thing I know that goes that fast besides a Tesla. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, for sure. What other story do we have that we didn't get to?
We had the Caitlin Clark.
2 minutes. Caitlin Clark. Yeah, back to the WNBA. I just like this video just to hear it, just to see the reaction and see what your reaction is to this.
Shaking her head. She's like, Jesus Christ. So my immediate thoughts from first seeing it is, I don't mind seeing this out of them because I like that competitive edge. Like that means that they care, they give a fuck, like they're actually playing to win. But I would like to know the words that were actually exchanged, and if there's any bit of bad blood already between them two that might be causing that friction.
Here's the thing that's got to happen though. Caitlin has not been playing well away. She like her percentage of making threes away is not good.
Yeah.
It's abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's got to change. The other thing I think now is because she's known for, the logo three.
Yeah.
That's become a thing in the league of other people trying to jack up these long distance threes.
Yeah.
That should not be doing it. The Phoenix Mercury are a good example of that. And DeWanna Bonner's usually the one that does it.
Mm-hmm.
At the most inappropriate fucking times. Just like that is not the shot that we needed, because basically it's a little bit of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward. Like
high risk, just you're not getting 4 points for the logo.
True.
You could get a little closer. I'm not saying don't jack up a three. I'm saying don't jack up a three from 10, 15 feet out.
I 100% agree.
That's what it is. Like, stop it.
Well, that's an issue. Like Sabrina Ionescu is like, she was honestly doing that a lot, and she was hitting them at a pretty high clip too. And like, I feel like sometimes people get that green light, but they don't need that green light. Like it's every once in a while they might hit it
again. But you got to think, where are you? The situational. Where are you at in the game? Too.
Well, yeah, that's a big deal.
Should matter.
If you're like trying to claw your way back into a game, or like you're building some momentum, and then you just jack
we
up
saw
a
it in the NBA. We saw it in the NBA Finals with the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That Oklahoma City kept trying to come back by jacking up the threes.
Yep.
When the two was there.
Yeah.
The two was there. You actually gave up an easy two to jack up a three.
Yeah.
Like, get the two and play some fucking defense.
That's just
you need to get some stops.
Even
if you hit the three, you still got to get some stops, dude. And they didn't.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should take over a team. We can start small. Work our way up.
G League.
But we could take over a team and we focus straight on mid-range game, mid-range and
dude,
defense.
That's not even a thing anymore.
Exactly.
It's barely a thing in the NBA. The WNBA, it's.
Well, here's the thing though. It's like I've noticed over like the past like 10 years, anytime that somebody's open for a mid-range jumper, unless they're really known for hitting mid-range jumper, they'll fucking leave you wide open. Like they leave these dudes wide. I saw it the other night when Jalen Williams was hitting mid-range jumpers.
When did the three-pointer, look this up, when did the three-pointer become common in professional or college basketball? Be interesting. 79.80.
Huh. I wonder why that was.
So think about it. At that time, I'm 12 years old, dude.
Yeah.
So up until that time, playing with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
there was no such thing as a three-pointer.
Yeah.
When we were on the playground, there was no stripe on that playground like there are today, for that. Just even in your outdoor parks and stuff on there, it wasn't a thing. So being able, besides a layup, the next best thing was being 10, 12 feet away and making a shot.
Yeah.
Hitting somebody that's open there or somebody making a move that's from there. It was the thing. You had to have a mid-range.
Yeah.
There was no fucking choice.
I mean, that happened against the Cavs. Like, that was a big thing. It's like the Knicks were giving the Cavs mid-range shots all day, and they weren't fucking hitting them. And they're like, well, until you hit them, we're just going to leave these guys wide open. And that's just how it is. But
I remember I read a book about the great Rick Barry. You know who that is?
yeah,
Rick
I know who Rick Barry is. Absolutely.
Because I think one of the records that Caitlin Clark broke in college was one of his records.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But think about it. His records, though, there was no three-pointer for that dude.
Yeah, he was getting it all the old school way. The
he
gritty
just
way.
was just a great shot,
Yeah.
man. That dude was fucking money, man.
But kind of real quick,
Yeah.
though, going back to that video with
Please.
Caitlin Clark, like I said, at the beginning of watching that, I was like, okay, I just see two competitors, like, emotional, getting a little chippy. But the head shaking by Caitlin Clark afterwards, like, this is not, I don't know, like what I'm hearing, like, this is not good. That, I don't like seeing that, because that's when, it's one thing to argue like that, face to face and in the moment, but then you're still taking it and you're fucking shaking your head like that. Like, I don't know. It's just different when it's a coach compared to if she was having that argument with a player, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't like seeing that. Maybe there's something.
Don't like seeing it in what way?
Like, maybe there's something more going on than we know, because it should have just ended as soon as that huddle ended. That's when it should have stopped. She kept going.
I think it's that she doesn't agree with whatever plays or whatever moves are being made that she's disagreeing with. Because I look at the players, dude, and they are stacked. I mean, that team is stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, you get down to it after Boston, McKenzie, you got Hall, you have, I said Sophie Cunningham. They are like a deep, deep team. But sometimes even their bigs, you know what I would do? I would be bringing somebody in. I think I've said this before, maybe. I'd be bringing somebody like a Shaq in. I would, to work with my bigs, that's what I like about Asia Wilson. And there's another one, too. She's on the New York Liberty. Jones?
Brianna Stewart? Oh.
No, Jones. Dude, she has lit the fever up the last two times. Just lit them up, hitting the threes. But when she's down low and she gets the ball, do you know what she doesn't do hardly ever?
What?
Put the ball on the ground.
She's going straight.
Dude, you're right under the hoop. What's the one thing you probably shouldn't do if you're a big and you're amongst a bunch of people?
Is
under the
put the ball on the ground.
Put on the ball on the ground.
Go up.
Don't dribble. Just go up.
You either make it or you get a foul.
Dude, I'm not like a basketball genius here. It's just basic shit.
Yeah, and again, that probably just ties into, like you said, there's no preseason, there's not really a training camp. It's just they kind of just go out there and they play the only way that they know how, maybe. And maybe development right now, how it's set up, it just takes longer in the WNBA.
Well, your development shouldn't end because most of these players, okay, and Caitlin is a good example. Paige Beckers is another good example. These girls were doing what my daughter did. My daughter literally played soccer year round. Okay, we had our fall league and outdoor, and from the fall league we went and played indoors. Off the walls. But we played indoors, and then from indoor, then we had a spring league outdoor. We did that, and then in the summer You went to camps. My daughter went to North Carolina, Notre Dame. She went to some of the best soccer camps that they held in the entire country. And at those camps, even including Notre Dame, were U.S. Olympic, were members of the U.S. Olympic women's team. That's who she was at the camps with, and just all, and there wasn't that kind of thing when I was younger. We didn't even have fall ball as far as baseball. Okay. You just moved on to a different sport.
Yeah.
Is what you did.
Football.
Yeah. But you went to a different sport, wrestling or track or baseball. You just went to a different sport. But the kids, my daughter was a part of that generation. At some point you decided, and as parents, it's tough. I like the well-roundedness of going to different sports and stuff. But if your kid has a propensity for a particular sport and they're pretty good at it, you don't want them to fall behind.
Yeah.
If there's a chance that they might be able to play college ball or something, you don't want them to fall behind.
Yeah.
So you want to give them that thing. And so my daughter did play junior high basketball, but we stayed with the soccer.
Yeah.
And she wasn't forced to. That was her choice too.
She loved it,
she did that.
Yeah.
And there's girls basketball like that, LeBron even was probably the first generation of doing that kind of stuff, the AAU leagues and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that wasn't.
But they're
as
even
common.
more prolific now than they were back then.
Yeah.
The summer basketball leagues for
kids. They're a big deal.
So there's a lot more development when they're younger now, but you are not the same athlete when you from 10 to 15 that you are 18 to 25.
Everybody grows up.
Yeah, there's a difference. Different positions.
Yep.
A position you once played, you're not playing that position anymore.
Yep.
Because you stopped growing.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's
you're not a center. You're a forward now.
You got to adapt to that shit. And
but I'm just saying, it seems like it ends. It ends at around, maybe even college.
Well, would you believe at one point when I was playing football in middle school, would you believe that I was a fullback and a lineman?
No offense. But it's thinking of you running is like thinking of myself running. So I'm not just laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. Hey, but I was a backup. I was the backup tailback on my junior high team.
Hey,
thank God I never... Probably I never got to do that. And I ended up a lineman in 8th grade.
Hey,
little lineman.
When it was 4th and short and they needed somebody to punch that rock in, I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
I could see you good for the yard.
Yeah, I could. I was good for the yard. I was more like baseball was easier for me because I didn't have to fully rely on speed. Like there's other athletic abilities I could rely on. I was not the fastest person ever on the field at any point. So that's when I quickly learned. I was like, baseball is probably my better route. But real quick in football news, former Steeler Juju Smith-Schuster just got signed by the Giants. So
did he?
Yeah, not crazy breaking news, but
I have the stupidest sports memorabilia too.
Of him?
I have his jersey signed.
Oh, that's pretty. I mean, he's had a solid career. I mean,
yeah, but he's not.
He's not anything crazy. He's unfortunately when he was with the Steelers,
we liked him.
He was solid.
Liked him.
Steelers fans liked him when he was not the number one. From what I've gather,
he was never a number one.
Once he became the number one receiver, it's like everyone's like, fuck this guy.
He just wasn't that good to be a number one.
Yeah, and all the TikToks and dancing on people and causing all that shit, like that's.
No, I thought that was funny.
Well, you got to be putting up the numbers too, and then when the numbers dropped off, but the TikToks weren't.
Wasn't that Kansas City though when he was doing the TikTok?
He's done it his whole fucking career.
Oh,
he's done it. Yeah, that's been like the whole shtick with him is dancing on people's end zones and half field logos like before games. That's why he used to get like fucking pressed before games. They'd see him setting up his camera and shit. I remember I think it was somebody on the Bills came up and just fucking pushed him. Like they're like, fuck that, you're not doing that on our field. It's probably a defensive player if I had to guess. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, they weren't cool with that.
But yeah, that's not a bad guy to have still on your roster at the end
Super
of his
Bowl
career.
experience, playoff experience. I mean, he's a veteran voice at the very least.
Well, the Chiefs were in trouble, and they took him back a second time.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
because they could count on him.
He's got to have something. He's doing something right for him to stick around and teams wanting to sign him. If he was just fucking terrible with no value, he would have been out of the league when he was done with the Steelers.
Yeah, I would have taken him back as a number 3.
Yeah, he's a solid. Yeah, like he's good. Like when they need that quick, like 7-yard first down, like it just seems like, especially with the Chiefs, they always found him for those quick route first downs.
If it wasn't Kelsey.
Yeah, like it just seems like he was just there for him, and it used to piss me off because he fucking did against the Broncos all the time. It was annoying as shit. We won't get into that.
Yeah. All right. So cool. That's we wrapped it up with just dumb shit we still had. Just wipe it off our computer. Basically, that's what we did. But it was great chatting with you today. And everybody else, we'll be back on Wednesday. So tune in. Hit the subscribe button. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really play